G'day folks, Pat Curley, LearnCigarBoxGuitar.com with another technique lesson on how to use your slide on a fretted guitar this time. So a lot of people use slide on a fretted guitar and it's great because it's best of both worlds, you know. There are some challenges though and some pretty common mistakes that I see people make, so let's have a look at those. The biggest challenge is that with a fretted guitar you need the action to be kind of lowish, right? Not too bad, but low, so that you can fret the note and move around and your intonation is okay and all those sort of technical reasons. But so you need to be able to push the string down a short distance onto the fretboard so that the fret comes into play and limits the length of the string and therefore the pitch of the note. With a slide, you need a light touch. You're not pressing all the way down onto the fretboard. If you just use a little bit of pressure on the string, and so you're muting it, you're not pushing down, you're muting it. That's the same pressure that you want with your slide. So to practice it, put your fingers down so that you're muting, and then give the slide the same amount of pressure evenly across all strings. In this case I've got 4, but 3 or 6 or 12 or whatever. And you need to regulate that pressure. If it's too light, you get that buzz like I just did then. So you go a little bit harder, but not too hard so that you bump down onto the fret. Yeah? So, a nice light touch. That will enable you then to get a whole range of tones within that space. So in order to get the tone that's the correct pitch for the note, you need to be directly above the fret. Okay? If you press down either directly above the fret or just behind the fret with your slide, you will get the correct pitch, but you're not able to get any of that, right? So it's just a rattly sound, but all at the same pitch. You get a little bit of that sort of sound with it, but it's not the same as that, is it? Right? Anywhere between here and here, it's all the same pitch. Right? It's difficult to do, I don't know how you do it, but anyway. If you do it on just one string, it's a bit easier, isn't it? You're much better off to have a nice light touch and get that sound instead. Now, you may say that, yeah, okay, I can still get that shake. Well, you can still get it with your finger too, but it's not the same as that. Okay, so remember, nice and light on the fretboard, on the string, same light pressure with your slide. Don't press down onto the fretboard. Okay. So maybe you've been shown to do it that way. It's an easy way to get the pitch correct to start with. So maybe that's why people do it, because it's not hard to teach, right? But it's bad for you in the long term because it stops you from being able to move forward and advance. And you can't move with speed, you can't play a lot of those really. Just practice that, just practice. If you're on a 3-string, it'll be on the 6th fret up to the 7th fret. So it goes super slowly. Now I only picked that note because it gives you that blues tone. You could do it with anyone, but for that blues tone, go from the 6th fret up to the 7th fret. Stop when you get directly above the 7th fret. You'll be able to see it, but you'll also be able to hear it. And practice that. And don't deny yourself the opportunity to do that by pressing down too hard on the fretboard. Okay? And importantly, don't think you're going to be able to do that in a day or 2 days or 3 days. It takes some practice. Be patient, allow yourself that time to practice it. It's a really important skill if you want to play slide. Allow yourself that time to practice it, and then you'll get it right. If you think it's going to happen in a hurry because you think, I don't know, someone told you it will, or because you just want it to, or whatever, it won't, right? It won't. Maybe some people are particularly skilled and they're able to get things in a hurry, or there's a lot of reasons why sort of motor skills are easier for some people than others, but in the main, you're not going to be able to pick that up in a hurry. That's the first thing. And the second thing, you're probably going to need expert advice, more than what I'm able to give you in a short video like this. Yeah, there's so many things involved in this. The angle of your elbow, the angle of the guitar, the shape of your hand when you get there, all the things that can go wrong and how to fix those. I've barely scratched the surface here, right? But it's important that you try and avoid this trap of pressing all the way down on to your fretboard. Yeah. Now you might enjoy playing like that and say, "Oh, I don't care," and okay, that's okay, that's fine too. But I think it's important maybe for me to let people know about the alternative, right? If you haven't been showed that already. So that's all I'm on about there. I think technique is important. It might be difficult to learn, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And while there may be a lot of different ways to get it to the end goal, there are also a lot of different ways to stop you getting to that end goal. So find a way that's going to work for you, that allows you to do everything that you want to do now, that you will want to do in the future, because it's very difficult to unlearn these things. If you spend a lot of time practicing a technique that is inherently bad for your playing, then it's very difficult to unlearn all that. Okay. Anyway, off the soapbox now. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you again soon.